You are watching NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. Updates. Visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng/live. NTA, news information.
Hello there and welcome to yet another exciting time on the stop entertaining, enlightening show, the Sunday show on NTA. And like Sir Chris would always say, where would you rather be if not on the Sunday show? My name is Debola Oyelesi, and I won't be doing this alone. I have Yomi with me in the studio. Hello Yomi, how are you today?
And that is my director for you. It's really baffling to have the old director of this program with me anchoring this program. And for me, Oluwayomi Oluwapelemi, I say, how do you do on this Sunday afternoon? Thank you for being here with us today, my great director.
It's okay. Like I said, the producer of the show.
All
right, all our segments are complete on the show today. And we've got something very important. With all happening in the economy, a lot of us need to diversify. And like they say, for civil servants like us, we can go into farming. Today, we're going to go into agro-innovations. What is it about agro-innovations? But before we bore you with our lineup, let's go for this short musical break, and we will be right back. Stay tuned.
New year, I charge my energy full time. When they come with a giddy, me go put them back on the run. Anytime when I paradise to fire, burn them all. When I sing and pray, enemies fall and die. Chin I go see come on. Lord, my head, you're gonna go. Enemies out of my way. Out of my way, you couldn't never get on the move. A lot of money when you're gonna meet out of my way, out of my way. And when they I said, nine to a more, nine to a more, nine to a more. When they I said them, nine to a more, nine to a more, no give me to a more. It's the blessing of the Lord, healing in my body and soul. When I take it, I go find no be power, no be might, no be just. Hey, let me say I go fall, but I say all of them go by. When they shoot, then go miss enemies, I go jump and hide. Yeah, I go see trouble. Lord, my head, when you're gonna go, enemies out of my way, out of my way. You couldn't never you're gonna go. Another man, when you're gonna meet, that's out of my way, out of my way. And when they I said, nine to a more, nine to a more, nine to a more. And when they I said, nine to a more. Do amor, no give me do amor. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, Chineke na go see go more. Lord, my head, you're gonna go. Enemies out of my way. Out of my way, never you're gonna move. Oh, not the man who you're gonna meet. That's out of my way.
Welcome back. The program is still the Sunday Show on NTA. If you want to be a part of this program via sponsorship, we have lots of segments. We have the real estate segment, we have the business segment, we have the health segment, road safety segment. You can use those segments to advertise your goods and services. You can also watch us on NTACH10 event page on Facebook and NTA Channel 10 on YouTube. And like I said, the show is a potpourri of segments, activities. First on, the senator representing Lagos Central, Senator Eshilokun, organized the 3 days entrepreneurial program for entrepreneurs. Please let's see what happened at the event.
Lagos Central Senatorial District at the Red Chamber of the National Assembly, Senator Wasiu Eshilokun embarked on a 3-day entrepreneurship training program for youths from across the 13 LGAs and LCDAs in the state. This was done in collaboration with the National Center for Agricultural Mechanization, who trained about 250 beneficiaries in barbing, photography, and confectionery as clippers, digital cameras, and other catering equipment distributed to participants.
When you look at this thing that this man has done for us, I personally, I don't think I can afford it on my own. But Senator Sunday Eshilokun has done great things in my life.
This will help me as an entrepreneur to build my skill because I've always had passion for catering, baking of cake, pastries.
The senator urged beneficiaries of the empowerment program to make good use of the tools and money given to them to improve their standard of living despite the current hardship.
That we have fulfilled our own promise by providing you with support. The board is now in your court to make the best out of what we have provided for you to be self-sufficient.
They should not sell whatever is given to them. The joy of this training is to see them flourishing in whatever their trade.
Senator Eshilokun stressed that aside the entrepreneurship training, sewing machines, grinding machines, welding machines, and tricycles were distributed to some artisans, market women, and all that start their own business life.
Preparing for the agents and all our items, food items, factories to be ready, we are going to do it very positive. We are also going to do another round of food items and
the lawmaker promised to attract impactful projects and programs to the senatorial district, even as the highlighted number.
On exportation of locally grown products, let's take a look at Sona Malting exportation of locally grown sorghum in Nigeria, as exportation is being taken to Australia and New Zealand. Let's take a look.
Malting, a leading local agricultural company, has successfully exported 72 drums of high-quality sorghum extract to Australia and New Zealand. The brewing industry is taking notice of the potential of sorghum extract for malt production and several major breweries. According to Sona Malting CEO A.K. Machandani, said the export of sorghum extract to Australia and New Zealand is a testament to the company's commitment to producing world-class products that meets the highest international standards.
The malt extract actually produced, we are now exporting. We are exporting to Australia, New Zealand. These malt extracts are very healthy. They are actually... we are producing this from the sugar. Also gluten-free. Now gluten-free, number of people who have stomach disease, that they are able to eat gluten-free. Otherwise, the other food are not able to digest. So it's one of those areas which is very, very healthy. If you know the sugar is not good for consumption of human being, it is a processed sugar. In this case, sugar is like a honey and it's extremely helpful. So it's good for health. First of all, it's made in Nigeria, 100% made in Nigeria with the raw material. Then you also have that it is good for the health. This is not the first time. We keep on exporting from time to time. And now we are looking in next shipment to America. They also believe that made in Nigeria goods will help.
Main success of this company is that all our products are made with local raw materials, preferable sorghum, what we call sorghum. That's what we use in production of our extracts. We make different types of extracts. Actually, we make tailor-made extracts, tailored to customer specification. If a customer tells us that he wants a particular product, we ask him to give us his specifications. We go to our research laboratory, replicate the products in the laboratory. Then when the customer is satisfied, we go into mass production of the product in our brew house. We make extracts using the brewing process, using enzyme conversion to make our different types of syrup. This particular one we are exporting to Australia is made from sorghum.
The export of sorghum extract to Australia and New Zealand is expected to have a positive impact on the local economy, creating jobs and generating revenue.
You can see what I want to say. This product is made 100% local raw materials. Our chairman's opinion and idea and advice is we should use maximum utilization of the local raw material to convert into useful products. You understand? With this, what happened? Local product, if you use it, farmers will develop. Local farmers, they will develop, and also the transportation will develop, and people will develop with affordable prices. If you import any material here, it is cost effective and again it is dollar consumption. But we are producing the product more than the higher the standards of an international standards. There is reason today our malt extract and glucose syrup both we are producing here with local raw material sorghum, abundantly cultivated in the northern Nigeria. Our yearly consumption is around 40 to 45,000 tons. We are procuring and converting into glucose syrup and malt syrup. Is certified, international standard certifications. Food safety management certification we have it, and ISO standard certification we have it, and halal certification we have it. Our company is certified as SEDEX, which is international standards.
Product that is selling into the market is a product that everyone have tested using all parameters and it falls within the standard requirements. It's a product that will help to replace sugar, which is a very good development for us as a nation. And we're hearing them being exporting today. We're so proud to be associated with them because that is what Standard Organization is about. To see industries come up and able to sell Nigerian to the world. And today we're hearing they are exporting to Australia, which shows that this product has passed the quality mark for it to be going out of Nigeria.
The sorghum extract, which is derived from the sorghum plant, is highly prized for its nutritional and medicinal properties. It is used in a variety of applications, including food, beverages, and pharmaceuticals.
All right, you're welcome back. Big thumbs up to Sona Maltings, Sona Breweries, Shongai Group Limited, makers of maltonic drinks and a whole lot of products. Big thumbs up to them because really we need to look inward. Who would believe that you can use sorghum to produce malt drinks? Thank you, Sona, for not giving up on Nigeria and the economy. All right, back to why we're here on the show today. Earlier on, I said we have a guest here who is here to talk about, you see, sorghum in line with agro innovations. So I have with me in the studio a technical advisor to an agricultural NGO who is going to enlighten us on how we can farm in the city. You know, many people feel it's only in the villages you can farm, but he's here to tell us how in the center of excellence here in Lagos, we can actually have farms and grow products. And the topic for discourse today is agro-food innovations for women and youth in urban areas in achieving food and nutrition security. Join me as I welcome Dr. Emmanuel Benjamin to the show. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
So tell us about AGLOBE and how you guys are affiliated with the Ministry of Agriculture.
Well, AGLOBE Development Center is an NGO that was founded 5-6 years ago in 2019. And the idea behind A-Globe is to conduct research and de-risk the whole idea of agriculture before upscaling it into the environment. So in other words, we have already taken on the risk related to will this innovation work? Will it fail? And once you have understood what works, then you can then recommend it to especially the vulnerable groups in the society, in the urban area, and they can take it out there and adopt as well as get results which ultimately would empower them.
Okay, so we're looking at women and youth. I would not agree with you that they are vulnerable because I'm not vulnerable. I'm a woman and I'm interested in farming. So which age group do you think these kind of innovations can work with?
We always say it's best when one catches them young. Okay. So starting from the official definition of the youth, which I believe starts from 15, 16 upwards, and without age discrimination, all the way to even beyond retirement age. Okay. That these are the age brackets that we are looking at. Okay. And one of the things that this also encompasses, it goes down to 2 EU-funded project that we are currently working on that looks specifically at this youth, women, and vulnerable groups. So women are not vulnerable, but
vulnerable. Okay, so I would like to say that what type of urban farming methods are you're currently using? Tell us about the innovations you've come about, the traditional methods and the new innovations. Tell us about it.
Okay, so that's a very good question. There are 2 innovations now that we've been testing over the last 2 years. Okay. So the first one is part of the In Cities Food Project, and this innovation has to do with aquaponics as well as simplified hydroponics.
Okay, now aquaponics, hydroponics, break it down to the layman's language.
Okay, so aquaponics is nothing other than a soilless way of growing crops using fish water as a source of nutrients for the crops. Okay. And at the end, the crops, they purify the water such that you can send it back to the fish water and you have a circular approach to growing crops. Okay. Aquaponics also a very high knowledge base, which means compared to the conventional where you just grow, you plant, and you expect rain to fall, you have to do 1 or 2 monitoring of your system. Hydroponics, on the other hand, is also a soilless type of agriculture, but this time you are using, instead of the fish water that I earlier mentioned, you are using nutrients, already formulated nutrients, to give source of energy to your plants.
Okay, that's good. So what kind of plants are we talking about? What crops are we talking about?
In most cases, aquaponics, depending on, as well as hydroponics, depending on how you view it, often has to do with leafy greens. Starting from your vegetables, your spinach, all the way to, in some countries, they grow pawpaw with aquaponics. Okay. So it's mostly leafy greens as well as vegetables, the vegetables I mentioned. And the type of fishes, your conventional catfish as well as your tilapia, are some of the conventional fishes that you can grow in aquaponics.
Okay, so how does one start?
The good thing about most of these systems, and we saw it in the In Cities Food, is that you can start with a minimum or minimal piece of land, even in your backyard. Okay. You could start with just a small 1 square meter land. Okay. And then
if you say 1 square meter, can you show us what it looks like here?
This is way more than 1 square meter. It's half of this floor.
Okay, it's half of this floor. So if I have carpet, this kind of space in my backyard, okay, you
can start growing and even grow as much as 15 kilos of fishes in 4 months, and you can grow vegetables up to 60 hectares, for instance.
Okay, good. Now, do you have a question before I continue asking it?
Oh, yeah, sure. As much as this look good and very easy, we cannot argue that there are some challenges you face in this. So can you take us through this?
Some of the challenges that one would often encounter is the high upfront cost of such systems. But we as an NGO, like I said earlier, we've tried to de-risk and also reduce the cost of such systems. For instance, aquaponics is known to require energy because you are recirculating water.
Okay.
But we have also started testing as part of the Cities Food energy-less aquaponics system, meaning you don't need to pump water to recirculate. You use a manual means of pump to recirculate the water.
How acceptable is this project around the urban area?
It's quite acceptable, given that we have in Nigeria, we have two pilot sites. One is in Lagos at Alimosho local government, which is one of the biggest local government in Lagos. The other one is in Ibadan at the University of Ibadan. And we also have in 6 other African countries, they have 8 of such facilities around. And the acceptability has been quite enormous because people see the benefit. I mean, the youths don't want to do agriculture the old way. No one wants to go to the farm.
Until the farmer to dig the ground.
I mean, look at all of us. We have a cell phone.
Yes.
The beauty of this is that you can even put some sensors in your pond and monitor all from your cell phone.
Wow.
And just see what is going on anywhere you are. You can go about your daily work and just check up on your system. And that's the beauty of this.
Okay, so how does your NGO empower women and youth to start up all of this?
The NGO has always offered free training. Okay. A year-round free training to women and youth, as well as the vulnerable groups. Now, vulnerable groups could be people with disabilities. Okay. So we've always maintained that standard of free training for them to come, understand what the system is about, and understand how we've simplified it and tackled some of the challenges, and how they can establish it on their own with minimal cost.
Okay. All right. Just hold that thought. Would like to go for a short break. After this break, we have Dr. Emmanuel in the studio. Please don't go away.
It's the blessing of the Lord, feeling in my body and soul. When I take it, I go find no be power, no be might, no be God. Hey, let me say at the front.
All right, you're welcome back. The show is the Sunday show on NT. And as like Sacris would say, where would you rather be if not on the Sunday show? All right, I still have Dr. Emmanuel in the studio from A-Globe Development Center, who particularly trains people to farm in an urban way. So, Doctor, it's good to have you once again on the show.
Thank you
now, let's talk about the other one. You said there are 2 projects you're working alongside with the EU. So talk about the second one and how we can benefit from it.
The second project has to do with looking at food safety from what we've been consuming. You've been saying over time now that we have trends of health issues in most of the foods. Cancer, and one of the things that is being also one of the things being traced back to this is our intake of food. Okay. Now, who is monitoring this? We all go to the informal market to buy stuff, to buy food stuff, which is the popular market. Okay. But who is monitoring the quality of food we are taking? So one of the things that the EU have seen is that we need to understand the safety of what we are taking in Africa.
Okay.
And they then instigated this project of testing for some of these elements that could result in cancer, and certifying that this foodstuff are also they are safe for consumption. And the project is called Food Safety for Africa. And for instance, aflatoxin is a big thing in maize, in groundnut, right? And we use maize to process maize in all of what we do.
Yes.
So if not checked, it leads to different health implications.
Mm-hmm.
So now the EU says we are even rejecting African products because of the high level of aflatoxin.
Hmm.
So in collaboration with our partners, IITA, they've come up with how to reduce aflatoxin and also ensure that farmers are trained and understanding how that goes. Now, in our own case, we are also looking at fishes. There are heavy metals in fishes,
yes, which
leads to immense health problems.
Hmm.
So we are also at our end ensuring that we test for these heavy metals. I don't know if you eat smoked fish.
Of course, we do. We use it for our vegetables.
So that's a bit problematic. If the content of carbon is too high, you are also causing serious health implications.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things A-Globe is also involved in the project, and ensuring that those carbon do not exceed the limit, as well as ensuring that you can see what you are eating digitally.
Okay, lovely, lovely. It's been wonderful having you on the show, and I would rather say it's eye-opening. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Because for someone like me, I love to eat fish, and you're telling me my fish is carrying elements. So now I need to have this farm at home, grow my own fish.
Exactly.
And but I would like to ask, where do I get the funding to start doing all of this? Because you're talking about a setup, a process. How do these women get funding? How do these youth get funding? A graduate that someone that's been at home looking for a job for 5 years and just saying new money. How do we get funding for all of this?
One of the things we have done is with the EU, and this is very important. First, there are some mechanisms in place to ensure that women also benefit from funding. For instance, one of our partners is called Africa, and they're a network of financial institutions, and they're trying to push financial institutions to acknowledge that agriculture in the urban area is a business.
Okay.
And it's a business that should attract low interest rates. On the other hand, the EU has also something called an open call.
Okay, so they give a loan.
They give, it's not a loan, it's a grant.
A grant.
So you.
Well, you said loan interest rates.
Yeah, the loan is from one of our partners, Africa,
okay,
just to ensure that the banks acknowledge that. That's one pillar. The other pillar is that the EU on its own self is also advocating something called an open call, where they give grants to women, youth, and vulnerable groups to also help in starting.
Okay, so if one wants to be a beneficiary of this, how do we contact your NGO to gain access to it?
To contact the NGO, you could, there's the website. So
Okay,
it's
it's
www.aglobedc.org.
Okay.
And on the website, we have all our details there.
All right. For me, let me ask you this question. It is no doubt that your organization, your NGO, may not be able to reach out to everyone at the same time. So how do you partner with other farmers, and how do you seeing that you may be limited in some areas?
So there's something called training of the trainers.
Okay.
So you pick out lead farmers who become key partners, and you tap into their network. And there you have like a pyramid scheme. So and they are picking other farmers that they've trained within their network, and then it trickles down. There you have the pyramid.
Thank you very much, Doctor, for coming on the show and for educating us, both the youth, the old, and the young. And definitely, I know you would have feedbacks, because a lot of people will be interested in this. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yomi, final word before we close the show?
It's really exciting being here today, and without doubt, this is very important. when it comes to food security. You have it all out with our guests. And I must tell you that you don't need to miss the next edition next Sunday. And I remain Oluwayomi Oluwapelumi on the show.
And I am Debola Oyelesi. A big shout out to my production crew, the engineers, the sound guys, the cameramen. Thank you very much. And to you, our esteemed viewer, for watching us and enjoying all that we brought your way. So we come your way, same time, same station. The program is a Sunday show on NTA. Don't forget.